1. Protect your morning peace. Most people wake up every morning already mentally exhausted, not because life is too hard, but because they begin the day without control. The moment they open their eyes, they reach for their phones, scroll through endless negativity, compare themselves to strangers online, and allow noise to enter their minds before they even have time to think clearly. Without realizing it, they give away their peace before the day even begins. Stoicism teaches something completely different. The first moments of your day should belong to you alone. Your morning is sacred because it shapes your mindset, your emotions, and your actions for the rest of the day. The Stoics understood that a calm mind is a powerful weapon. Marcus Aurelius would prepare himself mentally every morning before facing the world. He knew difficult people, stressful situations, and unexpected problems would appear, but instead of fearing them, he trained his mind to remain disciplined and calm. That is the difference between mentally strong people and weak-minded people. Weak people react emotionally to everything around them. Strong people prepare themselves before challenges arrive. When you wake up, do not rush immediately into distractions. Sit in silence for a few minutes and allow yourself to think clearly. Breathe deeply. Reflect on your goals and remind yourself that another day is a gift many people never received. Gratitude changes your perspective. Instead of complaining about waking up early or facing responsibilities, remind yourself that every sunrise is another opportunity to improve your life and strengthen your character. Your morning routine is not just about productivity. It is about protecting your mental energy. If the first thing you consume every morning is chaos, gossip, drama, and negativity, your mind will carry that energy throughout the day. But when you begin your morning with peace, discipline, and focus, you create emotional stability that most people never experience. Stoicism teaches that you cannot always control what happens around you, but you can control how you prepare your mind for it. Another powerful habit is avoiding unnecessary noise early in the morning. Many people wake up and immediately turn on television, music, or social media because they are uncomfortable with silence. But silence is important because it allows you to connect with your thoughts. Some of the greatest ideas, decisions, and moments of clarity happen when the mind is quiet. A distracted mind becomes weak over time, while a focused mind becomes powerful. Physical discipline in the morning is also important. Move your body. Stretch, walk, exercise, or simply step outside and breathe fresh air. Stoicism teaches balance between the mind and body because both influence each other. A lazy body often creates a lazy mind. But when you train your body with discipline, your mind becomes stronger as well. Small actions repeated daily eventually shape your entire identity. Most people spend years waiting for motivation to change their lives, but Stoicism teaches that discipline matters more than motivation. There will be mornings when you feel tired, stressed, frustrated, or emotionally drained. Those are the moments when discipline matters most. Anyone can follow good habits when they feel inspired. But only strong people remain consistent when they do not feel like trying. Every time you wake up and choose discipline over excuses, you become stronger than the version of yourself that wanted to quit. Protecting your morning peace also means protecting your attention. Attention is one of the most valuable things you possess. Whatever controls your attention eventually controls your life. If your mornings are controlled by distractions, your future will also become distracted. But if your mornings are controlled by purpose, focus, and discipline, your future becomes intentional and powerful. This is why mentally strong people guard their mornings carefully. Another important lesson from Stoicism is learning to prepare your mind for challenges before they happen. Instead of expecting life to be easy, expect obstacles and difficulties. This does not mean becoming negative. It means becoming mentally prepared. Life will test your patience, your discipline, and your emotional control. Some days will feel heavy. Some people will disappoint you. Some situations will frustrate you. But when you prepare your mind in advance, problems lose the power to destroy your peace. Many people believe happiness comes from external things like money, popularity, or comfort. But Stoicism teaches that real peace begins within. A peaceful morning reminds you that your happiness should not depend on the outside world. The more control you gain over your own thoughts, emotions, and reactions, the stronger you become. True strength is not loud. It is calm, disciplined, and steady even during difficult moments. Imagine how different your life could become if every morning started with clarity instead of chaos. Imagine waking up every day with purpose instead of confusion. Over time, those small peaceful mornings begin shaping a completely different version of you. Your confidence grows. Your focus improves. Your emotions become more stable. Your discipline becomes stronger. That is how unstoppable people are built. Not through one dramatic moment, but through small daily habits repeated consistently. 2. Learn to embrace discomfort. Most people spend their entire lives running away from discomfort. They avoid difficult conversations, hard work, rejection, failure, sacrifice, and anything that challenges them emotionally or mentally. They search constantly for comfort because they believe comfort is the key to happiness. But Stoicism teaches a powerful truth that many people refuse to accept. Comfort often creates weakness, while discomfort creates strength. Every challenge you face is shaping the person you are becoming. The modern world encourages people to choose the easiest path possible. Easy entertainment, easy distractions, easy pleasures, and instant gratification are everywhere. People want success without struggle, discipline without sacrifice, and strength without pain. But nothing valuable in life is built through comfort alone. A weak mind always chooses what feels good in the moment. A strong mind chooses what creates growth in the future. The Stoics understood that suffering is part of life. Marcus Aurelius faced wars, betrayal, loss, and pressure, yet he remained calm because he trained himself to accept hardship instead of fearing it. He knew difficulties were not punishments. They were opportunities to strengthen his mind and character. Every difficult moment teaches you something about yourself. Challenges reveal your patience, your emotional control, your discipline, and your resilience. Think about the strongest people you admire. None of them became strong through easy lives. Strength is born through struggle. Diamonds are created under pressure. Muscles grow through resistance. Character is built through hardship. Every obstacle in your life is giving you an opportunity to become mentally tougher if you choose to face it instead of avoiding it. Many people quit the moment life becomes uncomfortable. They stop pursuing their goals because progress feels slow. They abandon discipline because it becomes difficult. They give up on dreams because fear and doubt begin speaking louder than courage. But Stoicism teaches that discomfort is not a sign to stop. It is often a sign that growth is happening. Growth feels uncomfortable because you are becoming someone stronger than you were before. One of the most important habits you can build is learning to do difficult things even when you do not feel like doing them. Wake up early even when your bed feels comfortable. Exercise even when your body feels tired. Stay disciplined even when distractions tempt you. Work on your goals even when motivation disappears. These small moments of self-control may seem insignificant, but they slowly transform your entire life. The truth is simple. Your future depends on your ability to tolerate discomfort. Weak people constantly search for comfort because they fear pain. Strong people understand that temporary pain often leads to long-term growth. Every time you face discomfort willingly, you teach your mind that you are stronger than fear, laziness, and excuses. This is how confidence is truly built. Not through talking, but through action. Another lesson Stoicism teaches is emotional discomfort. Many people cannot handle criticism, rejection, or failure because their emotions control them completely. The moment life becomes painful, they collapse mentally. But emotionally strong people understand that rejection is not the end, failure is not permanent, and criticism does not define their worth. Every painful experience can either destroy you or strengthen you depending on your mindset. Fear is another form of discomfort that controls many lives. People stay trapped in situations they hate because fear keeps them from changing. They fear failure, judgment, embarrassment, and uncertainty. But Stoicism teaches courage through action. Courage does not mean you feel no fear. Courage means you continue moving forward despite fear. Every successful person you admire once felt uncertain, afraid, and uncomfortable. The difference is they refuse to let fear stop them. Learning to embrace discomfort also teaches patience. Many people want instant results, but life does not work that way. Real transformation takes time. Discipline takes time. Healing takes time. Success takes time. The Stoics believed patience was part of strength because impatient people often quit before growth appears. A tree does not grow overnight, and neither does a powerful mind. You must also understand that avoiding discomfort creates deeper suffering later in life. Avoiding discipline today often creates regret tomorrow. Avoiding hard work creates weakness. Avoiding difficult conversations destroys relationships. Avoiding responsibility destroys character. The pain you avoid now often returns later in a much heavier form. Stoicism teaches you to face problems directly instead of escaping from them. Every difficult moment in your life is training you. The stress, the failures, the loneliness, the setbacks, and the disappointments are not meaningless. They are preparing you for a stronger future version of yourself. One day you will look back and realize the hardest moments taught you the most valuable lessons. They forced you to grow when comfort would have kept you weak. Imagine how different your life could become if you stopped fearing discomfort. Imagine the confidence you would build if you faced difficult things daily instead of avoiding them. Over time, your mind becomes stronger, your emotions become steadier, and your discipline becomes unshakable. You stop breaking under pressure because pressure becomes familiar to you. 3. Control your emotions before they control you. One of the greatest weaknesses a person can have is allowing emotions to control their decisions. Many people destroy relationships, opportunities, and even their own peace because they react emotionally instead of thinking clearly. Anger, jealousy, fear, frustration, pride, and anxiety have ruined more lives than failure ever could. Stoicism teaches that true strength is not about physical power or loud confidence. True strength is the ability to remain calm when life becomes difficult. Most people live as prisoners of their emotions. When someone insults them, they immediately react with anger. When life becomes stressful, they panic. When they face rejection, they lose confidence. Their emotions control their actions every single day without them even realizing it. But the Stoics believed emotional discipline was one of the highest forms of wisdom. A person who cannot control their emotions cannot truly control their life. Marcus Aurelius constantly reminded himself that other people's behavior should never destroy his inner peace. He understood that many people act out of ignorance, anger, insecurity, or weakness. Instead of reacting emotionally to every insult or disappointment, he trained himself to remain calm and reasonable. This is one of the hardest skills to master in modern life because the world constantly encourages emotional reactions. People are rewarded for outrage, impulsive behavior, and emotional drama. But emotional chaos weakens the mind. Think about how many problems in life are caused by temporary emotions. One moment of anger can destroy years of trust. One emotional decision can ruin opportunities that took years to build. Many people regret actions they made during moments of frustration because emotions often speak louder than wisdom. Stoicism teaches you to pause before reacting. That pause alone can save you from countless mistakes. Learning emotional control does not mean becoming emotionless. Stoicism is not about suppressing feelings or pretending pain does not exist. It is about understanding your emotions without allowing them to dominate your actions. You can feel anger without becoming controlled by it. You can feel sadness without allowing it to destroy your purpose. You can feel fear without letting it stop your growth. Emotional discipline means remaining steady even when emotions become intense. One of the most powerful habits you can develop is learning to observe your emotions instead of instantly reacting to them. When anger rises, pause and ask yourself if reacting emotionally will improve the situation or make it worse. When fear appears, ask yourself whether fear is protecting you or simply limiting your potential. When jealousy appears, remind yourself that comparing your life to others only steals your peace. Self-awareness is the beginning of emotional mastery. Another important Stoic lesson is understanding that you cannot control everything that happens around you. You cannot control people's opinions, actions, or behavior. You cannot control unexpected setbacks, criticism, or disappointments. But you can control your response. This is where true freedom begins. The moment you stop allowing external situations to control your inner peace, you become mentally stronger than most people. Many people lose emotional control because they expect life to always go their way. When problems appear, they become angry and frustrated because reality does not match their expectations. But Stoicism teaches acceptance. Life will sometimes be unfair. People will disappoint you. Plans will fail. Unexpected pain will arrive. Accepting this reality helps you remain calm instead of emotionally collapsing every time difficulties appear. Fear is another emotion that controls many lives. Fear of failure, fear of rejection, fear of judgment, and fear of uncertainty keep people trapped in situations they secretly hate. They remain stuck because fear convinces them that staying comfortable is safer than taking risks. But Stoicism teaches courage through reason. Most fears become smaller once you face them directly. Fear grows in avoidance but weakens through action. Overthinking is also a form of emotional suffering. Many people spend hours imagining worst-case scenarios that never happen. They create anxiety through constant mental chaos. Stoicism teaches the importance of focusing only on what you can control right now. Worrying endlessly about the future does not prevent pain. It only steals your peace in the present moment. Emotionally strong people are not people who never suffer. They are people who remain stable during suffering. When life becomes difficult, they do not panic. When people disrespect them, they do not lose control. When failure happens, they do not give up on themselves. They remain calm because they understand that emotions are temporary, but decisions made during emotional moments can create permanent consequences. Imagine how different your life would become if you stopped reacting emotionally to everything around you. Imagine the peace you would feel if insults no longer destroyed your mood, if fear no longer controlled your actions, and if stress no longer overwhelmed your mind. Emotional discipline gives you power because calmness allows clear thinking. A calm person sees solutions while emotional people only see problems. Remember this carefully. Your emotions are powerful servants but dangerous masters. If you allow anger, fear, jealousy, and anxiety to control your actions, they will slowly control your life. But when you learn to master your emotions, you become stronger, wiser, and far more difficult to break. That is the power of Stoicism. 4. Stop seeking validation from other people. One of the biggest reasons people feel unhappy, insecure, and emotionally exhausted is because they spend their entire lives seeking approval from others. They change their personalities to fit in, hide their true thoughts to avoid criticism, and constantly worry about what people think of them. Every decision becomes controlled by the fear of judgment. Stoicism teaches a powerful truth that can completely change your life. The moment your happiness depends on other people's approval, you become their prisoner. Most people are afraid to be themselves because they fear rejection. They stay quiet when they should speak, follow crowds they do not agree with, and pretend to be someone they are not just to feel accepted. But the Stoics believe that living according to your values is far more important than pleasing the world. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself constantly that people will always have opinions, whether you succeed or fail, whether you speak or remain silent. Trying to satisfy everyone is impossible because people's opinions constantly change. The truth is that many people who criticize you are struggling with their own insecurities. Some people judge others because they secretly feel unhappy with themselves. Others mock ambition because they abandoned their own dreams long ago. If you allow every opinion to control your emotions, you will spend your life emotionally weak and mentally distracted. Stoicism teaches that your focus should remain on your own character, actions, and discipline instead of constantly chasing approval. Social media has made validation addiction even worse. Many people measure their worth through likes, comments, attention, and online recognition. They feel valuable only when strangers praise them. But external validation is temporary and unreliable. The more you depend on applause from others, the more unstable your confidence becomes. One compliment can make you feel powerful, while one criticism can destroy your peace. That is not real confidence. Real confidence comes from self-respect and inner discipline. The Stoics believed your value does not come from popularity, status, or attention. Your value comes from your character. Are you disciplined? Are you honest? Are you emotionally strong? Are you becoming wiser every day? These are the things that truly matter. A person with strong values remains steady even when nobody notices their efforts because they are not living for applause. They are living with purpose. Many people waste years trying to prove themselves to others. They work endlessly to impress people who will never truly care about them. They buy things they cannot afford, fake lifestyles they cannot maintain, and seek constant attention because deep inside they fear feeling invisible. But Stoicism teaches that peace begins when you stop performing for the world and start focusing on becoming the best version of yourself. One of the strongest habits you can build is learning to become comfortable standing alone. Not everyone will understand your goals, your growth, or your vision. Some people may laugh at your discipline because your determination reminds them of their own excuses. Others may doubt your dreams because they are too afraid to chase their own. But you cannot allow other people's fears to become limitations in your life. There will always be people who misunderstand you. Some people will judge you no matter what you do. If you stay quiet, they criticize you. If you speak confidently, they criticize you. If you fail, they judge you. If you succeed, they envy you. This is why Stoicism teaches emotional independence. You cannot build a peaceful life while constantly worrying about opinions you cannot control. Another important lesson is understanding that validation often distracts people from real growth. When people become obsessed with looking successful instead of becoming successful, they lose focus. They spend more time trying to appear disciplined than actually building discipline. Stoicism teaches authenticity. Real growth happens quietly. The strongest people often improve themselves without needing the world to notice. Learning to stop seeking validation also improves your relationships. When you stop needing constant approval, you become more honest, confident, and emotionally balanced. You stop pretending to please everyone and start building deeper connections with people who genuinely respect you for who you truly are. Freedom begins when you stop shaping your life around other people's expectations. The reality is simple. Most people are too busy thinking about themselves to spend much time thinking about you. Many fears about judgment exist only inside your mind. Once you realize this, you stop overthinking every action and begin living with more confidence and peace. You stop asking for permission to become who you were meant to be. Imagine how powerful your life could become if you no longer needed approval from the world. Imagine the freedom of making decisions based on your values instead of fear of criticism. You would become calmer, more focused, and emotionally stronger because your peace would no longer depend on unstable opinions. Remember this carefully. The world's approval can disappear at any moment, but self-respect lasts much longer. Stop living for applause. Stop chasing validation. Focus instead on becoming disciplined, wise, calm, and strong. The moment you stop needing everyone to approve of you is the moment you begin becoming truly unstoppable. 5. Master the power of discipline. Discipline is one of the most important habits you can build if you truly want to become unstoppable. Most people wait for motivation before taking action, but motivation is temporary. Some days you feel inspired, while other days you feel tired, frustrated, and mentally exhausted. If your actions depend only on motivation, your progress will constantly rise and fall. Stoicism teaches that discipline matters far more than feelings because discipline keeps you moving even when emotions try to stop you. Every successful person you admire reached their goals through consistency, not temporary excitement. They showed up repeatedly even when nobody noticed their efforts. Discipline means waking up early when your body wants more sleep. It means staying focused while distractions tempt you. It means continuing to work on yourself even when progress feels slow. These daily choices slowly build mental strength and self-respect. The truth is simple. Every time you choose discipline over excuses, you become stronger than the version of yourself that wanted comfort. Small acts of discipline repeated daily eventually transform your identity. Stoicism teaches that greatness is not created in one dramatic moment. It is built quietly through consistent habits. The more disciplined you become, the more control you gain over your life, your emotions, and your future. That is why disciplined people are so difficult to break. 6. Spend time alone to strengthen your mind. Most people are uncomfortable being alone because silence forces them to face themselves. They constantly surround themselves with noise, distractions, entertainment, and social validation because they fear their own thoughts. But Stoicism teaches that solitude is necessary for self-awareness and inner growth. Some of the strongest people in history built their wisdom during moments of silence and reflection. When you spend time alone without distractions, you begin understanding your thoughts more clearly. You notice your fears, habits, weaknesses, and emotional patterns. This self-awareness is powerful because you cannot improve yourself if you refuse to understand yourself. Many people spend their entire lives running from silence, but silence is often where clarity is found. Solitude also protects your peace. The world is filled with opinions, negativity, drama, and constant pressure. Spending time alone allows your mind to recover from emotional noise. It gives you space to think deeply about your goals, your purpose, and the direction of your life. Stoicism teaches that wisdom grows in quiet moments because a calm mind sees clearly while a distracted mind remains confused. Being alone does not mean becoming isolated or emotionless. It means becoming comfortable with your own presence. Strong people do not constantly need attention to feel valuable. They build confidence internally instead of depending on external validation. The more comfortable you become with solitude, the more emotionally independent and mentally strong you become. 7. Learn to focus only on what you can control. One of the biggest reasons people suffer emotionally is because they waste energy trying to control things beyond their power. They worry endlessly about other people's opinions, unexpected problems, past mistakes, and uncertain futures. Stoicism teaches a life-changing principle. Focus only on what you can control and let go of what you cannot. You cannot control other people's actions, thoughts, or behavior. You cannot control unexpected difficulties or every situation life throws at you. But you can control your attitude, your actions, your discipline, and your response. This mindset creates emotional freedom because you stop exhausting yourself fighting realities you cannot change. Many people destroy their peace through overthinking. They spend hours worrying about situations that may never happen. Stoicism teaches that worrying about the future does not prevent pain. It only steals peace from the present moment. Mentally strong people focus on taking action instead of becoming trapped in endless anxiety. The moment you accept that some things are outside your control, your mind becomes calmer. Instead of complaining about problems, you begin focusing on solutions. Instead of blaming life, you begin strengthening yourself. This shift in mindset changes everything because your energy becomes directed toward growth instead of frustration. True power begins when you stop fighting what you cannot control and start mastering what you can. 8. Practice gratitude every single day. Most people spend their lives focusing on what they lack instead of appreciating what they already have. They constantly chase more money, more success, more attention, and more comfort while ignoring the blessings already present in their lives. Stoicism teaches that gratitude is one of the greatest sources of peace and inner strength. Marcus Aurelius constantly reminded himself to appreciate simple things like waking up alive, breathing fresh air, and having another opportunity to improve himself. Gratitude changes your perspective because it shifts your focus away from complaints and toward appreciation. A grateful person experiences peace differently because they stop measuring happiness only through material success. The modern world trains people to feel dissatisfied constantly. Social media encourages comparison, envy, and unrealistic expectations. People compare their lives to carefully edited images online and begin feeling like their own lives are not enough. But Stoicism teaches that peace comes from appreciating the present instead of endlessly chasing external things. Practicing gratitude daily also strengthens emotional resilience. When difficult moments arrive, gratitude reminds you that not everything in life is negative. Even during painful seasons, there are still lessons, opportunities, and blessings worth appreciating. Gratitude does not ignore suffering, but it prevents suffering from completely controlling your mindset. The more grateful you become, the less power negativity has over your emotions. You stop living in constant dissatisfaction and begin experiencing deeper peace. Gratitude transforms ordinary moments into meaningful ones, and that mindset alone can completely change your life. 9. Stop wasting time on meaningless distractions. One of the greatest dangers in modern life is distraction. Every day, millions of people waste hours consuming meaningless content, scrolling endlessly through social media, gossiping, complaining, and distracting themselves from their own potential. Stoicism teaches that time is one of the most valuable things you possess because once time is lost, it can never be recovered. Most people live as if they have unlimited time, but life is uncertain. Marcus Aurelius often reminded himself that death could arrive at any moment. This was not meant to create fear. It was meant to create urgency and awareness. When you truly understand the value of time, you stop wasting your life on things that add no meaning or growth. Distractions destroy focus, discipline, and purpose. Every hour spent mindlessly escaping reality is an hour not spent improving your future. Strong people protect their attention carefully because they understand attention shapes destiny. Whatever repeatedly controls your focus eventually controls your life. Stoicism teaches intentional living. Instead of allowing distractions to consume your days, focus on habits that improve your mind, body, and character. Read books that increase wisdom. Spend time learning valuable skills. Work on your goals consistently. Build relationships that bring peace instead of drama. Use your time in ways that create growth instead of regret. The truth is painful but simple. Many people are not lacking talent. They are lacking focus. Their potential is destroyed by distractions before success ever has a chance to grow. The moment you stop wasting time on meaningless things is the moment your life begins changing in powerful ways. 10. Become strong enough to handle life calmly. Life will never become completely easy. There will always be challenges, disappointments, losses, stress, and uncertainty. Stoicism teaches that the goal is not to avoid difficulties but to become strong enough to handle them calmly. True strength is not about pretending pain does not exist. True strength is remaining steady even during painful moments. Most people fall apart emotionally the moment life becomes difficult because they never train their minds for hardship. They expect life to always go smoothly, so when problems appear, they panic and lose control. But Stoicism teaches mental preparation. Difficult moments are part of being human. Expecting hardship helps you remain calm when challenges eventually arrive. Emotionally strong people understand that problems are temporary. Failure is temporary. Pain is temporary. Stress is temporary. Nothing lasts forever. This perspective helps them remain patient instead of reacting emotionally to every setback. A calm mind sees solutions while a panicked mind only sees chaos. Another important lesson is learning not to take every problem personally. Sometimes life is difficult simply because life is unpredictable. Not every setback is punishment. Not every challenge means you are failing. Often difficulties are opportunities to grow stronger, wiser, and more disciplined. The strongest people are usually those who survive difficult seasons without allowing bitterness to destroy them. Imagine how powerful your life could become if problems no longer controlled your emotions. Imagine remaining calm during stressful situations while everyone around you panics. That kind of emotional stability is rare, and rare qualities create powerful people. Stoicism teaches that inner peace is not built during easy moments. It is built by learning to remain steady through storms. Remember this carefully. You cannot always control what happens in life, but you can control the strength you build within yourself. The stronger your mind becomes, the less power life's difficulties have over you. That is what it truly means to become unstoppable. If you enjoyed this powerful Stoic wisdom and want more life-changing lessons that will help you become mentally strong, emotionally disciplined, and impossible to break, subscribe to this channel right now. Join this journey toward becoming your strongest self, and never miss the next video that could completely transform your mindset and your life.